Hey guys, welcome to Press Start Podcast. I am Quick Freeze, your host, and I have two amazing characters with me. I have Nostalgic Dan 1, how are you?
Pretty good. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. And my second co-host is the famous, ever enthusiastic Mr. Techno-Squeeze. How are you?
I'm doing fucking fantastic.
Fucking great. That's awesome.
Bad.
That was horrible.
And tonight, being very honored to bring you guys our very first guest on our very first episode of this podcast, Kevin from the Megamancave. How are you, Kevin?
I'm doing pretty good. I was trying pretty hard to hold that back, hold the laughter back there for a second.
Just let it happen.
That was pretty awesome. And I believe that we have Mr. Techno-Squeeze. Is that what we said?
No.
Squeak.
Oh, it's Squeak.
Squeak.
Squeak. All right, my bad.
You dumb motherfucker.
Well, you know why? It's because you are just so damn lovable. I'm sorry. I just want to squeeze the hell out of you.
And enthusiastic.
And Mr. Enthusiastic as well.
And so it starts.
All right, guys. Like I said, this is the Press Start podcast where we are three normal guys plus one guest, and we like video games, so we're going to talk about them.
So, what shall we do first?
Well, I thought maybe since this is our very first episode, we each introduce ourselves, tell each other how and why we got into the YouTube community and all that wonderful jazz.
Sounds good.
Who's going first?
I think it should be you, Mr. Techno-Squeek.
All right. Well, I started watching YouTube. I watched YouTube since it first, popped up on the interwebs. And I saw Pete, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. He has a bunch of Sonic shit and games, and I like to do that. I already have pretty good size collection. So yeah, I did my first video, which was fucking horrible. It was a shout out to Pete. Yeah, the rest is history. I want to know your story, Nostalgic Dan.
Yes, I am Nostalgic Dan 1 on YouTube. And I guess you could say I was more of a YouTube lurker. So, I was on YouTube, but I didn't have an account. I was just kind of watching people's videos, like the Angry Video Game Nerd, All Gen Gamers, like Pete Dorr and all them. So I was really inspired by them, obviously. And I had a collection, but, I never really knew I had a collection. I was just kind of buying games here and there, and it added up to be quite a bit of games. So, and I looked at them, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of games I would love to talk about. So, and the rest is history, as Techno says. I just do reviews, pickups, and just all kind. My videos are really random, so you never know what to expect.
That's good.
I totally agree with Techno.
What about you, Quick Freeze?
All right, well, me, just like you, Dan, I was a YouTube lurker or watcher. I watched all these videos on all these different random things, and I came across Pete Dorr, and first video I watched of him was his Xbox collection. It was like a 4-parter, and I'm like, I have no idea why, but this guy is really, really cool.
I think that was my first video as well. The 360 one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah, I watched his videos, and I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd, and from him I found Gamester81, and then Happy Console Gamer, and then, so I decided to make my own channel, and my first videos were just me in front of the camera, taking a Guitar Hero guitar that was on the Wii, have music playing in the background, and I was basically lip syncing, and they were the most horrible videos I've ever made.
I did not know that.
And to make it even worse, the very first song I recorded was the Hannah Montana song, We Were a Movie. And it was...
What the?
Classic.
So hot.
No one will ever see that video ever again, so...
I'm guessing you took it off.
Oh
the
yeah, I
channel?
definitely took it off.
It would get you tons of hits.
Game reviews, especially on superhero-related video games. I do pickup videos, and then, whatever just I feel like doing. So, how about you, Kevin?
Oh well, I can't follow up the Hannah Montana bit there. That was pretty good. Well, I mean, you guys pretty much covered it. I think we all kind of start on YouTube the same way. Obviously, I wasn't around back in the day when everyone had started, but the very first video that I actually watched here on YouTube was the Happy Console Gamer Rob Mann's Mega Man compilation video, the three-parter where he talks about the series in review.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
that first video that I watched, I'm like, this is the coolest fucking guy in the world. I want to be just like this guy. And I started that night, and within the period of about 2 days, I watched all of Happy Console Gamer's videos, and I was hooked. And then October last year, I started up a channel of my own, posted a video October 15th, 2010. And yes, it was terrible. I cut off half my face in the first video. And, you get a lot of support from the fellow gamers in the community, and the rest is history.
Damn, you were late to the YouTube party.
I know. I wasn't invited initially.
Like those episodes of Rob Man is like really late.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember what year they put those up.
It was middle of last year. I just remember it made me laugh so much in the what was it? Oh yeah, when they were talking about on the trivia battle episode of All Gen Gamers, when they were talking about how they did like the Mega Man sister question, and then Pete started making fun of Johnny about that, like how he didn't know who Mega Man's sister was. So that was great.
I was screaming at my iPod. I was like, "It's roll, it's roll."
That's really weird. He didn't know that.
No, he did, but he didn't answer it fast enough, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, July 11th, 2010 is when it first posted.
Damn, 2010.
It's a long time ago.
I'm still, yeah. No,
You're still stuck in the 90s, aren't you?
Yes, holding my Genesis.
I thought you were going to say holding your genitals.
Both.
Precious.
Oh,
What'd you guys drag me into?
Fun and excitement.
hell.
All right, well, let's talk about games we've been playing.
Sounds good.
Let's start with the guest.
Oh, man. You want to know what games I've been playing?
Yeah,
Mega Man
Yes, we
2.
do.
Yeah, Mega Man 2 all day. No, yeah, I just recently won a 3DS from my local GameStop. There was a competition in which you were supposed to post a picture of your game room in the store, and whoever was the winner, whoever they picked the winner to be, would win a 3DS and a voucher for a free game. So I put a picture in the contest, and then I went and got married, and I was gone for about a month and some change, and I came back, and turns out I actually won when I went to go buy a different game. They scanned my card, and they're like, you won a 3DS. We've been trying to contact you for like the last 2.5 weeks. And I'm like, oh, all right. So I took the 3DS and picked up Pilot Wings Resort and Bust a Move Universe.
Awesome.
Initial impressions with the 3DS is it's a game on the DS in 3D. There's really nothing else to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing to me so far. It's not really blowing me away, but I enjoyed the games. Pilot Wings had some pretty good 3D, and obviously Bust a Move. It's the same game in every Bust a Move title, but you know
Yeah.
what you're getting. If you're buying that game, you know what you're getting into, and I enjoy all of them. So, but after that, I picked up Ocarina of Time 3D, which I loved. Uh, I also picked up Cubic Ninja, which is very bad. I played that for probably about 10 minutes, as I was telling Cliva before, and I just quit because it was boring. Um, Samurai Warriors Chronicles, which I'm a huge Koei fan, so I will love that. Um, Professor Layton and the Curious Village. It's basically a puzzle game on speed, and these are not for children.
They aren't.
It says they're for children, but this is definitely not for children.
Does it say cuss words like fuck it?
Sometimes I wish that it would. I'm saying a bunch of those words when I'm playing it. But yeah, I really haven't had much time to play anything else. I'm in the process of moving out of my current apartment, so pass that on to you, Clive. What have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing a lot of the Mortal Kombat for the 360.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've been mainly just playing that because I was trying to get that win 100 matches online achievement, and so that was kind of like my main goal to play that game for the last 2 weeks, and I finally did it. But once I got it, I kept on playing. And I fucking love that game, dude. Seriously, I play as Sub-Zero, and if it's like a tag match, I second him with Scorpion. Those are my two favorite dudes. So I've been playing a lot of that. I also been playing a lot of Pac-Man Galaga Dimensions for the 3DS. Now that game, it's it's great depending on the reason you're gonna buy it. And what I mean by that is if you're gonna buy it for Pac-Man, I would honestly pass on it because it comes with like the classic Pac-Man arcade, which you can pretty much get on any console, you know? And then it also comes with the Pac-Man Championship Edition, which you can get on the Xbox or PS3. The only thing I kind of wish it came with the DX, which it does not. I don't know why they didn't add it in there. The Pac-Man Tilt game that was included is absolutely horrible. I hate it because you have to kind of like twist your 3DS to move Pac-Man, and if you have the 3D on, it makes the picture like you can't see it. It's so
Yeah, that's the same thing in that Cubic Ninja game, but that's the whole game. That's
yes.
terrible.
So I hate the Pac-Man tilt, but if you're gonna buy it for Galaga, I would say maybe wait till it's like cheap used because it comes like I said it comes with the classic Galaga, which is again you can get anywhere, but it also comes with Galaga Legions, which is kind of like Pac-Man Championship Edition with new flashy lights and faster movement. So I really enjoyed that mode. And then it comes with this Galaga 3D Impact, which is basically like a first-person in the cockpit view where the aliens come at you and just got to shoot them. That's really fun. It reminds me a lot of like Star Fox. So that's pretty good. But if you're buying it for maybe both Pac-Man and Galaga, I highly recommend it. I'm totally addicted to like the classic NES, the classic arcade of Pac-Man. What else have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of Donkey Kong on the Game Boy from the eShop for the 3DS. I don't know if you guys ever played that game before, but that has like the your classic Donkey Kong levels. But then once you beat those, you kind of go into this like the Mario versus Donkey Kong kind of play style.
We're talking about the March of the Minis or whatever those things are.
Yeah, you know those types of games. Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is like on the original Game Boy that
That's cool.
they put on the eShop. I really been playing that a lot. And the last game I've been playing is Alice Madness Returns for the 360, and that game is great. I really love it. Uh, the world is twisted. Alice is twisted herself. All the Wonderland creatures, they're totally like freaking crazy. Like the Mad Hatter just makes me laugh all the time. So I recommend that game, especially if you haven't played the original. But I would recommend you buying it used. That way you can get both the original and the sequel together. So that's what I've been playing. How about you, Mr. Nostalgic Dan?
Okay. So recently I got a PS3. If you've seen my recent pickups, I never had one. I had a 360 forever, and I wanted to pick up a PS3 to get all the exclusives. So I started playing MotorStorm, which is a fantastic racing game by Sony. It's really well done. I mean, it's just a really refined racing game. But the main one I've been playing is Demon's Souls. This is
Oh man.
Yes, this is by From Software, published by Atlas, and this game is insanely hard. Like this game is just punishing hard. Like I'm on the first level and I'm just getting wrecked. Like it's an insane game. It takes you back to the old school days when games used to be unforgiving. But yeah, Kevin, it sounds like you played that. So
Yeah, that game is incredible, man.
Really?
I have way too many good things to say about it. You know how you can like play through the game multiple times, right?
yeah,
Each time you play through it, I was actually talking with one of my friends about this. Like it got to a point where he could beat the game in one sitting in like maybe like an hour and a half or 2 hours. It gets pretty insane once you know how to play it. But like, and every time he would play through it, he enjoyed it every single time. And I'm looking forward to Dark Souls coming out too.
definitely. Yeah, it's a really great game. I love the combat. Like the combat's really well done.
Oh yeah.
So I've also been playing Etrian Odyssey 3 for the Nintendo DS. This is an Atlas-made game. Like basically what it is it's an old school 3D dungeon crawling RPG. So you're like in these halls and you encounter enemies. Really really old school. But again, it's a really difficult game. You have to level grind in this game. Like you're underpowered for a lot of the enemies, so you have to level grind a lot to stand a chance. But if you like level grinding, it's a great RPG. It looks great. Fantastic music in the game too. And I also recently picked up a PSP since I never had a PSP in my recent pickups. And I started a pretty big RPG on the PSP, and it is The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. And I must have put like 5 hours into it so far. I love this game. It's a fantastic game. It's by Nihon Falcom. It was published by Exe. It is just a fantastic RPG. Like the battle system is like turn-based and tactical. Like it's weird. You can move around on like a grid, but like you don't have to. It's really bizarre, but the dialogue is really well done in the game. The music is just breathtaking. It's a fantastic game. Like I can't wait to get into it more. But yeah, it's pretty much all I've been playing. A lot of RPGs. So what about you, Mr. Techno-Squeek?
Well, first off, Bust a Move is my favorite puzzle game of all time.
Ditto.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, quick freeze. Isn't Pac-Man game that's on there the one you hated?
Pac-Man Tilt.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of like Kirby's Canvas Curse?
I've never played Kirby's Canvas Curse, so I honestly can't say.
Well, I've seen videos and stuff, but it looks like that Pac-Man one is a lot worse than the Kirby one. But Anyways, today actually came in the mail Resident Evil, the Mercenaries 3D for the 3DS. I wanted something other than Street Fighter. That's all I had for my 3DS. I played a little bit of that since owners got the NES games. I've been playing Zelda non-stop. I've been trying to not beat it so fast. Trying to expand my time with it. And I've been playing Mario Land. And I need to buy that Donkey Kong on there as well.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
Oh, I've been playing like Infamous on the PS3. Like I got the PS3 last Christmas, I believe, and it from Walmart, and it came with Infamous, Batman Arkham Asylum.
Great game.
Yeah, great game. And the movie, The Dark Knight.
Great movie.
Yeah. And I kind of just tossed aside Infamous, on Christmas and just played the Batman because that's what I really wanted it for. I started playing Infamous again. I did play it during Christmas, but I didn't really care for it. But after I played it now, I love that damn game. I love it. And I can't wait till I beat it and get the second one. The only thing I don't like about the second one is they got a new voiceover or voice actor for the main guy that you play as. I played some Mortal Kombat as well. Been playing some Phantasy Star 4 on the PS3 as well, on the Sonic's Genesis Collection, Ultimate Genesis, something.
Now, Phantasy Star 4, is that the bad one or is that 3?
No, that's 3.
Oh, okay.
I have played a fuck ton of Skies of Arcadia on my favorite system of all time, Dreamcast. I've been playing Grandia 2.
Love it.
And I've been playing some PC Engine, Duo R. I did get one of those a few weeks ago. Bonk and Bonk 2 and Data Thunder. So, yeah, I think that's it.
It's a lot of games, man.
Lucky. I wish I had that kind of time. No, I'm just joking.
Well, I bring my DS or 3DS over at work whenever we're not, busy.
Well, that sounds great. I guess that wraps up our games we've been playing recently.
Alright, well, before we go any further, we kind of discussed we're going to give, like, a shout-out to, like, a YouTube person every week, and I want to shout out a little guy that kind of gave us the idea for this podcast, and that's Gameworldish on YouTube, if you guys ever heard of him.
Okay, I gotcha. I think I've seen... Oh, he's subscribed to me.
Yeah.
I don't recognize the name, but I think I've seen a few of his videos before.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of videos, but when he does them, they're kind of random but interesting, and I just wanted to give him a shout out on this very first episode because he messaged me asking if I would do a podcast, and I think he did the same thing to you, Dan, isn't that correct?
Yeah.
So I would think it would just be appropriate to give him the shout out of the very first episode. So guys, check out Gameworldish on YouTube. I will put a link below so you guys can check him out. Really cool guy, really interesting, and definitely check him out.
I wanted to give you a shout out, Cliva. Is that
Really?
all right?
Why?
Can I do that?
Okay.
Well, I just did. Done. Check in the box.
I want to shout out Kevin from the Megamancave if he's listening right now. He has a great channel. Definitely check him out.
Hey, thanks, man. I'll check him out, too.
You totally should.
No one wants to shout out me.
Aww.
Mr. Enthusiastic.
Come on, baby. Why do you have to be like that?
Oh.
I'll give you a shout out. Guys who is listening to this podcast, please go check out Mr. Enthusiastic, Mr. Techno-Squeeze.
It's not
Squeeze.
Squeeze.
Oh, Squeak. I meant, you know what? You're going to have to change your name to Squeeze because it's so easier. All right, Mr. Techno-Squeek. I'm sorry.
With 2 E's.
2 E's. That's right. All right. So, listeners, go check out Mr. Techno-Squeek. All right, well, why don't we get into gaming news? How about that?
Let's do it.
How about that?
Mr. Techno-Squeek, you have the comm.
Well, if you guys are fans of Call of Duty, which I am not.
I am also not.
Me either.
Me either.
Okay. This comes from screwattack.com. Great site. Go check it out. If you don't know who Craig, Southern Craig is, well, he's in LA doing he's attending a Call of Duty XP event. He was able to get details regarding Modern Warfare 3 and the Call of Duty franchise. First and foremost, Eric Hirschberg, I don't know, Activision CEO, wanted everyone to know the 4 fundamentals that every Call of Duty game is built on. Epic realism. There's a new multiplayer mode called Killed Confirmed, where after you kill your opponent, you actually have to go to their body and pick up their dog tags to get the point.
That sounds boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when you die, your teammates can collect your tags prior to the other team and gain the point for your team. That kind of sounds a lot better. 2, there will be 16 multiplayer maps at launch, and every map will be playable in Spec Ops Survival. Well, I'm going on to the next because everyone's bored of Call of Duty because there are thousands of sequels.
It's cool to hate right now. It's kind of like Duke Nukem Forever.
Dude, I love Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, me too, dude. Like, Duke Nukem, he's the baddest motherfucker on the planet. Yeah. Kind of like, what's-his-face is. Okay, Star Trek Online. Is anyone fans of Star Trek?
I am a huge fan of Star Trek.
Well, their online game will be free to play. Yes.
I've noticed a lot of, like, especially MMOs are becoming free to play.
Yeah, because no one wants to pay fucking, $1,000.
Oh, where are they making their money from? That's what I don't
Equipment,
understand.
like, they force you to buy, like, equipment upgrades and stuff like that.
Because I used to play City of Heroes, and once I got rid of that, I switched over to Champions Online. Now, both those are free to play, but there's limitations where you're set on, like, a certain power set, like, basically, like, if you want to make, like, an all-fire guy, if you're playing for free, you have to stay in that fire set, you can't do, like, fire and, like, ice or fire and wind, you know what I'm saying? That's for, like, people who pay to play that game. That's what I heard some of them are doing now.
Huh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I used to play, like, that's where, like, my quick freeze character came from, is City of Heroes, and basically he's an all ice guy, so I don't really have a problem for just playing it for free. But if I ever wanted to do like a wind and gravity guy, that's when I have to pay because I want two different powers.
FPS, RPG, MMOs, whatever, like Borderlands, they're like making you pay for like better guns and bullets and shit. Well, not Borderlands per se, just similar games like that. That free game, that FPS, I forget, I played it with Pete Dorr and Jason and everyone.
Battlefield?
Team Fortress?
No.
Oh, Team Fortress?
Crossfire?
Yes.
Oh,
Crossfire! Dude, that was great.
I love that commercial.
Fun.
Yeah. Okay, on to the next thing. News. This is about Sony releasing 2 PlayStation certified tablets coming out this year. Here is what Game Informer has said. We have heard of buzz about PlayStation certified Android phones being released, but did you know that Sony also has a couple of tablets coming out with similar certification? Sony has confirmed that the tablets S and tablet PS, get it? PlayStation, are releasing this year. Joystick reports that tablet S, a traditional one-screen tablet, available in 16 gigabytes or 32 models, will be out in September for prices beginning at $499, so $500. The much stranger tablet P is coming a bit later in the year, November in Europe, and as yet undisclosed date for the North America. So yes, this tablet P has 2 screens, so it's kind of like a big ass DS. Despite the screen difference, both devices will have similar powerful hardware, run on Android, come preloaded with PS1 titles, Pinball Heroes and Crash Bandicoot. That's Crash Bandicoot 1. In addition to the Android Marketplace support, the PlayStation certified ensured that more PS1 titles will be available to download and play on devices in the future. On the tablet P, the controls will be pushed to the bottom of the screen, which actually seems like it would be a more elegant solution than cramming it all on one screen. What do you guys think about that?
I'm not really interested.
Well,
Yeah, me either.
it's weird
Yeah.
because what about the PlayStation Vita? Like, is that gonna affect the PS Vita and like the sales? I don't know. Sony's been confusing. Like they had that Sony Ericsson Xperia Play.
Yeah.
That failed miserably. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It seems like they're just trying to get into the whole iPad market, and I guess they're still fucking around with it.
Everybody's trying to get into it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, are any of you guys interested in the Vita at all?
I kinda am, just because it has 2 damn joysticks.
Is that the only reason, though?
Pretty much. I mean, like I said, I'm not a big RPG player, but I might, if I do get the Vita, I might get the announced Persona 4 that has like a lot of extra stuff in it.
Yeah, I actually heard about that Persona 4. The PSP Vita is getting the remake of Persona 4 with new characters, multiplayer, new cutscenes, and the Persona 4, the Golden, should be out next year. That's what I heard.
Uncharted. And you guys played Uncharted on the PS3?
I've never played it.
I want to.
Never played? All right, listen to this. If you don't care about greatest hits, Sony is releasing Uncharted Greatest Hits Dual Pack. It hits stores September 6th, which comes with the first one and the second one with some of the second's DLC.
I might actually pick that up because my birthday is coming up very soon. I plan on getting a PS3, and one of the games I was looking forward to getting was Uncharted 1, so I might actually pick that up.
It's good. It's a good game. I have both of them, and I absolutely love the games.
It's been highly recommended to me like so many times.
Yeah, I still haven't even played the first one or the second.
And I like it because they're not extremely long, so I had time to finish them.
Yeah, aren't they like about what, like 12 hours long or something?
Yeah, about that long.
So you want some EA hate?
Go for it.
All right. EA denies the use of Porsche in Forza 4.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yes. Recently, EA has been in a lot of news stories, most of which are not positive. It seems EA is heating things up with the developer Turn 10 by denying them access to the Porsche license for their upcoming racing game Forza 4. EA owns the licensing for the Porsche brand and can in turn sub-license the brand to whomever they want. In the past, this has been the case for Turn 10 and the Forza title. However, the new Forza, EA is not following the same trend. Turn 10 spoke on the subject, saying, in the end, however, EA couldn't see their towards collaborating again. See their way towards, them not working with EA again. He also added, we've asked our contacts at EA to reconsider their position regularly over the last 18 months. He continued, we also reached out to various I can't even say this word. Whatever.
Informants?
No. And various people in the gaming to lobby on our behalf. Has the rights to use the Ferrari brand on PC and Xbox exclusive. They have also allowed EA to use the Ferrari brand within many of their games because of this. Turn 10 have more to comment on the denial in EA and former collaborations. While we respect EA's need to run their business as we see fit, we've regularly collaborated in the past and hope we can find our way back to that approach.
Well, I think
Honestly, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think from Turn 10's standpoint, there's a way to get around it legally with the Porsche. Because Porsche has a secondary brand, which is RUF, Rough. And if I remember correctly, I have Forza 2. They have Porsches in the game. They're just labeled under Rough, so they're using their secondary branding. And they got away with it there, so they'll probably do the same for Forza 4.
Yeah, I believe I've read somewhere where they have Porsche in all the earlier games. More Call of Duty news. Nothing, too exciting. But the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Hardened edition has been leaked. What the edition comes with, which it is the game with unique discard, 1-year membership in Call of Duty Elite, which I believe is another fucking thing. It pisses me off.
Save it.
Okay?
Save it.
I'll tell you guys what. I believe it's another thing you have to pay Activision or get certain shit. I believe so. I'm not for sure, but I believe that's what it is. So after your 1-year membership runs out, you're going to have to start paying Activision. Founder status on Elite with exclusive in-game emblem. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, right. Player card, camouflage. Ooh, camouflage. And clan XP boost and other exclusive benefits. Steelbook case.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it comes in a steelbook case. PlayStation Network exclusive animated timeline theme. Oh. And Xbox 360 exclusive special ops Juggernaut Xbox Live outfit for your little avatar. Like before, what do you guys think about that?
Not interested.
Yeah.
A Modern Warfare 2 that came with the night vision goggles. I opened that thing up. First thing I did, went to my brother. Would you like these goggles? Because I don't want them. He took them, and I think he tried them once, and that was about it. So these Modern Warfare gimmicks or extra things don't really impress me all that much.
The only Call of Duties I do like, which we only play multiplayer because I go to PC lands, is Call of Duty 1, 2, and 4 when they are like, first going into modern, and now they're just milking the shit out of it. And now I don't play it at all. I never played Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, World at War.
Yeah, it's Activision kind of does that with all their games, though. I mean, Tony Hawk,
Yeah.
Rock Band,
Guitar Hero. Yeah.
Guitar Hero.
All right, who's going to the Tokyo Game Show?
I wish.
Yeah, not me.
I'll be in line for that shit.
In my mind.
In my mind. Well, Sony is showing 31 Vita games and more at TGS. All right. I'll name off the games. So, for the Vita, Blaze Blue Continuum Shift Extend.
Eh.
Dynasty Warriors Next.
Uh-oh.
Woo!
Asphalt is going from the DS to the PSP, Vita, whatever, with Asphalt Injection. That's probably a totally different game than Asphalt on the DS, but I'm just guessing. The King, the Demon King, and the Seven Princesses New Little King Story.
New Little King Story? That's a game on the Wii called Little King Story. It's published by Exeed, and it's actually one of the best Wii games. Like, I highly recommend it. Like, it's a really bizarre kind of game. Really quirky. Yeah, I find it weird that they made a remake of it or a sequel. It's kind of weird.
Uncharted Golden Abyss, which I've seen gameplay of, or, well, not gameplay, but like video, and it looks really, really good. Clava.
Yep.
You asked us if we were wanting to get the Vita. That's the reason why, is Uncharted.
Yeah, I saw some gameplay footage. at E3, and I admit it does look impressive. But for me personally, it took it took me like maybe 3 years to get a PSP after that was released, and I only bought that because I bought the Dissidia bundle. So I think for me, it's going to be the same thing with the Vita. Nothing is going to get me to buy the system unless it's like a game I absolutely want to play.
Yeah.
And I've never played the Uncharted game, so like, that's not going to do it for me. It's going to be something either Final Fantasy, it's going to be something like Mega Man. It's going to be like one of those type of games that are going to sell the system to me.
It's totally true. I mean, I'm gonna get it just because I've been thinking about the Vita for a little while. I was not gonna get a 3DS until I won one, so I guess I really had no excuse to not get one. All I had to do was pick it up. But I probably wouldn't have bought a 3DS until maybe not even when Super Mario 3DS came out.
Katamari. It's not Katamari. It's something. I'm just gonna.
I was gonna say there's a new Katamari game.
You
What?
feel like, wow.
Yeah. All right, here is the PS3. Battlefield 3, Dragon's Dogma,
Yeah.
Ashura's Wrath, Street Fighter Street Fighter X Taken,
Lame.
Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends, Ninja Gaiden 3, PES 2012, which I think is soccer, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker HD, Final Fantasy 13-2.
I'm actually looking forward to that game.
Yeah, me too.
Binary Domain, Uncharted 3, Eco. That's kind of weird, I guess, just because HD. Shadow of the Colossus, Ratchet and Clank, All for One, which I'm excited about. I got into the Ratchet and Clank games. God of War Origins. I'm getting sick of God of War. I don't know about you guys, but
I actually like the series.
Well, it's kind of like Assassin's Creed. It's getting the same way for me with that game too. I mean, they're just Ubisoft's pulling that Activision disease here.
Yeah, I can understand it, but for me personally, I like the God of War series. But yeah, if they keep making them, eventually they'll just
burn out.
Yeah, burn out. Yeah.
Okay. Hot Shots Golf 5, PlayStation 3, the best. Happy Charlie and the Flying Carnival. Nino Kuni.
Ooh, can't wait for that.
Yeah.
That better come to the States. I'll be pissed. Especially now that I got PS3, I want that to come to the States.
Well, what is that? What is that game? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a level 5 Studio Ghibli RPG. So, like, if you know Studio Ghibli, they did, like, those Disney animated movies, like, I don't know, Howl's Moving Castle, and
I
those
like
kind of
those.
games. So those kind of games, it's done in, like, that kind of art style and animation, but it's a RPG for the PS3. It's, like, turn-based, I believe. It looks really impressive.
We got like 5 PSP games. Frontier Gate, Final Fantasy Type 0, Black Panther 2, Yakuza, Hatsune Miku Project Diva Extend, and Over My Dead Body.
What is that?
Metal Gear 3D for the 3DS. Kotaku has reported that it is getting a delay sometime in 2012. See, my favorite Metal Gear Solid game is 2 because I really like the story.
Yeah, I like the second one as well.
There's some Street Fighter 3 Third Strike DLC plans revealed. A number of DLC packs are on their way to Street Fighter 3. According to a post on the Capcom Unity blog, the title Code Pack 1 is first up, due out sometime, was, I think, out now.
See, this is what I don't understand about that. I mean, they can make Street Fighter 3D, Street Fighter Turbo, or not Turbo rather, Super Street Fighter Arcade Edition, and then they can make downloadable DLC for each of those games. Then they come out with Third Strike. Now they're making Third Strike DLC. And I heard something about them porting over the Super Street Fighter 4 to the Vita as well, which, like, come on. And you can't make one Mega Man game. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but it just goes to show you the kind of shit that's going on over there.
Super Street Fighter 4 has been out for so damn long. Or am I just dreaming? Am I asleep?
I mean, it's been out for over a year.
For me, the whole Street Fighter 4 is like, I bought the first one, Street Fighter 4. Then the Super Street Fighter 4 came out, and I bought that because, you know, it's the new updated version. I wanted the new characters, the new everything else. And then the Arcade Edition comes out. Either you could get it as DLC for $15, or you can get it as a disc. Now, for me personally, I wanted the disc because I like the actual physical copy. So, and that's $40. So if you think about it, I bought the same game almost 3 times already, equaling $120.
Yeah.
You know, like, I know I could have downloaded the DLC for $15, but for me personally, I wanted the disc, and, you know, I know that's my own fault, but, you know, but if they release another Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Ultimate Edition, I'm going to have to say, you know what, I'm done, I'm good, you know? It's getting too crazy, and with the Third Strike, it's cool that they released it, but, you know, now they're coming out with DLC. I was just on Xbox Live earlier this morning, and just looking at the DLC already is you can download or unlock the guild character, which is like, you know, the main boss, the very cheap guy.
Yeah.
You know, and you could either unlock him by beating the game with like every character, or just pay $5 to download the guy. You know, I'm just like, wow, that kind of defeats the purpose of trying to unlock him. The whole thing with like Capcom and just, you know, pinching the pennies away from gamers it's crazy. Like, I don't know.
They've always been doing that, though.
Yeah, I know. It's just I know. It's just like, but right now I'm just kind of getting tired of it. And
there'll be a day when people stand up and be like, no, I'm not going to get me another Street Fighter. I already got fucking 4,000 of them.
Yeah, I've already decided. If they do another Street Fighter 4, I'm not getting it. I'm done. I already have my Arcade Edition. Happy with that.
You know, it's kind of funny that I thought about that. Like, I never really thought about before is the fact that you take when Mega Man 1 first came out all the way up until Mega Man 8 was released, and you take all the Mega Man games that were released in that time period, and it's over one a year. It's like at least, I think it's 2 a year when you average it out based on the Game Boy titles.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which, well, you don't really think about it. I don't know if it's because I wasn't as into it back then as I am now because I was younger, or maybe I'm just biased because I'm such a big fan of the series, but you got to think other Capcom fans that aren't fans of Mega Man back then were probably pissed off too.
Yeah, I could kind of see it, but then they also came up with, like we said earlier before, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Edition, Street Fighter 2 the new Challengers, you know? So, like, they're still doing the same thing.
Yeah, the only difference is little tweaks, just
they're
very
minor
little
differences, yeah.
Little tweaks to the characters, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is my favorite in the series, but I have it on Dreamcast. Why do I need it on PS3?
The online play.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I pretty much suck at the game, so that's not really my thing.
Yeah, so you're probably good with the copy you have.
You think that's good, or do we need more?
I think that's good. I got a few news stories I like to just kind of throw out there really quick. The Halo anniversary returning map packs for, was it Prisoner, Installation 4, and Timberland will be included, which some of them were like a PC exclusive, which I didn't know, but that's really cool that we're getting those maps. And those will support 3D. I don't know how, but it will. The Xbox Skyrim is going to be first to get DLC exclusive for the Xbox within the first 30 days. After 30 days, that's when PS3 get it and PC get it, but Xbox is going to get it first.
Well, good thing I buy it on 360 anyway.
Next thing is the Gears of War 3 DLC Season Pass. They did this with like Mortal Kombat, where you pay
heard that.
You pay for the entire DLC, and then you get it as it comes out. But this is they're charging you 2,400 Microsoft points, which averages out to like $30.
Yeah, paying 60 for the game itself.
Plus another 30, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're actually saving money in the long run.
Yeah, you are saving money. You are saving money, but like this is right on launch. That's kind of like.
Yeah, like what if the game flops? Then
Right.
Well, it's Gears of War. It's not,
Yeah, it's gonna do well. I can say that right now, but it's just weird. Like, okay, you paid $60 for this game, or you could pay more for the game if you're getting the special collector's edition. Okay, unfortunately, we just lost Kevin from the Megamancave. He had some internet issues, but we're just going to continue on. The last thing I just wanted to mention is Zelda the Skyward Sword Collector's Edition is going to be $70, which I think is actually a reasonable price since it's most likely going to be $50, the normal one. And this Collector's Edition, it comes with the Golden Wii Remote with built-in Motion Plus, and it also comes with a soundtrack of the 25th anniversary concert. I think that's awesome. I'm definitely going to reserve this. I don't know if you guys...
I will.
I'm highly excited for Zelda, so I'm definitely getting this collector's edition.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for news. Okay, so we're going to start off our segments now, and I'm going to kick things off. This is going to be where I recommend some really obscure kind of niche titles that probably not a lot of people have heard about. I've got quite a few that I can think of, but I think I'm going to start off with one. It's a game I said I wanted to review before on my channel. I never got around to it. But it is Fragile Dreams Farewell Ruins of the Moon on the Nintendo Wii. This is a really weird game. Like, it's rated T for teen, but it seems like a really mature game. You play like a little kid, like Seto, and he's in like a post-apocalyptic world, basically. And he's basically the only person left on the world. But he sees a girl, and like he doesn't know anything about her, but he just knows like he's never seen another person, so he wants to go find her. So basically you go on this really long, epic journey. It takes place in like Japan, and you're just trying to find this girl. The combat is kind of like Silent Hill, basically. It totally reminds me of Silent Hill, like the gameplay. It's a really dark, really mature game, but it's really interesting. It was published by Exceed, and if you could find it, I think it's pretty cheap too. It was like under $20. Really great game. Definitely pick it up. It's one of my favorite games on the Nintendo Wii, and it's an RPG, so I highly recommend it.
What was this called again?
This is Fragile Dreams Farewell Ruins of the Moon. So, I think Mr. Techno-Squeek over there might be a little pissed off. So, what are you pissed off about this week?
I am so pissed off. You know why?
Why?
People, companies, making us pay more for what we buy. You know, like with the whole card thing, which you have to pay more to get more. The whole DLC pisses me off. Now, like color thing, you know, that Capcom does. Like, oh, hey, buy this and you can change Ken's shirt into green. It should be in the fucking game. It pisses me off. The fucking characters. You know, in Street Fighter 4, the first one. But yeah, you know, in Street Fighter 4, you had to unlock the characters. No one wants to fucking do that. Only, like, you should do what they did with Street Fighter 3 on the Dreamcast and, you know, where it's just like one character that you can unlock. You know, like the boss. They're like, oh, hey, let's release it on DLC, you know, because we'll make more money like that. Tell me that pisses you off.
No, it does piss me off. I actually, when I got Super Street Fighter 4, I downloaded basically every single costume available just because I wanted it. I don't use all the characters, but
Yeah.
I downloaded all the costumes. I did that all the way to Street Fighter, the Super Street Fighter 4. I have every single costume. Do I use every single character? No. Did Capcom force me to buy these costumes? No, they didn't, but, you know, I said to myself a few weeks ago when the arcade edition came out, I was just like, you know what, I'm kind of done with Capcom. I'm not giving them any more of my money for this stuff I really don't need.
So I think we can wrap it up now. We've been recording for a while.
Yeah, alright. Okay, guys, so we're just going to wrap this up. We've been kind of recording for a while now. For those who are listening to the first episode of the Press Start podcast, I thank you all for tuning in, listening, dealing with all our talk and long discussions. I do want to thank Kevin from the Megamancave. Unfortunately, he got dropped for some reason, but I do want to thank him for joining us on this very first episode.
Hell yeah. And go subscribe to him.
Yes,
If you
definitely go subscribe to him. I will post a link below to his channel so you guys can check him out. And as I said before, I am also going to link Gameworldish to this because he was the person who gave us the idea for this podcast. So I definitely want to thank him, give him a shout out. And that's about it, really. So I just want to say, like, where can our listeners find you guys?
Well, for me, Nostalgic Dan 1, I am Nostalgic Dan 1 on YouTube. I also have a Facebook fan page. It's just Nostalgic Dan. I'm on Twitter, Nostalgic Dan. And I think, definitely follow me on twitch.tv where I go live every now and then with random games, like live streaming. So that's Nostalgic Dan on twitch.tv. So what about you, Techno?
Mr. Techno-Squeek, capitalize the M, T, and S on YouTube, and as well as Twitter. And I do have a Facebook, but I don't want anyone else on because I think I'm about to get to the limit. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay, and people can find me on YouTube as QuickFreeze4. That's, the number 4. And I am also on Facebook. If you go to Facebook and do a search for Quick Freeze's Game Room, you can find me there. You can like me on there. I recently do status updates on what I'm working on, how close I'm getting things done, stuff like that. So if you're interested, go to Facebook, like me, and I would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that's about it. That's episode 1 of the Press Start podcast. I'd like to thank Mr. Techno-Squeek and Mr. Nostalgic Dan 1 for being my co-hosts on this podcast. You guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a great first episode. It was a lot of fun.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, the last thing I want to say before we end this podcast is if the listeners are listening to this and they have a question to ask us for a future episode, you could either write your question in the comment below, or you can email us at pressstartpod@gmail.com. That's all one word. We will probably do a question answer segment in episode 2. So, like I said, if you want us to ask us a question, you can ask us anything, just nothing too personal. Please do so by either emailing us or putting a comment below. Again, thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it, and have a nice day.